Welcome back. Katie Couric is on her way out. Actor DJ Qualls is here, and Hoobastank will perform. All right, my first guest, one of our favorite people in the whole world. She co-hosts the Today Show. Her show, Nudes on Ice, opens this week in... No, I'm teasing. I love to tease Katie. She's so cute. She's been hanging out with me all day today. We'll explain why in a little bit. But if she was nice enough to come on tonight, please welcome the lovely Katie Couric. Wow, girls in dresses. That's cool. I love that.
Hi, Jay.
A girl in a dress. That's great.
Kinda.
You know, you look like you're going to the prom. Look how cute you look.
Really? I know you should have brought me a corsage.
Well, there you are. You look great. How you
Thank
been?
you.
Everything good?
Good, yeah. I think you just mentioned that we spent the day together.
We did spend the day together.
I'm doing a big piece on Jay's 10th anniversary here as the Tonight Show host.
Thank you, thank you.
So I had so much fun. We got to hang out together all day. I went jaywalking with you, first of all.
It's enlightening, isn't it?
It's very enlightening. Actually, it's a lot of fun, and I love watching jaywalking when you do that, although some of the people you interview, of course, what did one person think, that Mount Rushmore had been caused by erosion?
No, that's what I said. We asked people, what's the most common, how was Mount Rushmore formed? And the most common answer was erosion. The wind and the salt over the years just formed not just any four presidents, four of our greatest presidents.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't Harrison or Polk, it was Lincoln and Jefferson. It's amazing.
A natural phenomenon.
Oh, yeah,
well, you know, actually, when I went out jaywalking with you today, I was personally surprised by how informed and intelligent and knowledgeable many of the people were.
Really?
With whom I spoke, Jay.
Now, you did your own jaywalking
I
today?
did sort of Katie walking.
Katie walking.
I did. That sounds a little weird, doesn't it?
And you have a Katie walking sound, you get arrested in Hollywood.
Exactly.
She was Katie walking. Well, you have a clip?
Yeah, I have a clip. Here's some of the folks I talked to.
Let's take a look.
Can you tell me the name of the writer who passed away yesterday who wrote Kon-Tiki Across the Pacific by Raft?
Thor Heyerdahl.
Can you tell me the capital of Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan, that's easy. Tashkent.
Can you tell me the name of the famous character in George du Maurier's 1894 novel Trilby?
Oh, that's Trilby's mentor, Svengali, a hypnotist and musician who exerted malevolent control over the title character.
Who wrote, I'm sure there's nothing stupider than being a prisoner of one's grandeur?
I think that was Molière, but that's his nom de plume. His real name was Jean-Baptiste Poquelin.
Can you tell me who played the Red Sox in the 1918 World Series?
The Chicago Cubs.
Who won?
The Red Sox.
Can you tell me the GNP of Slovenia?
Yeah, in 1998, it was 19.4 billion, in US dollars, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sir, can you tell me the first line of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice?
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of good fortune must be in want of a wife.
Big fan of Jane Austen's?
You betcha.
Can you tell me which royal couple was married 46 years ago today?
Princess Grace, Prince Rainier of Monaco. Duh.
Wow, duh. Wow, that was amazing. I'd almost...
You know, you're just asking the wrong people.
You think I'm talking... That looks
the wrong people, the wrong questions, Jay.
Really, really?
Yeah.
I guess mine maybe are just too easy, and the people are bored by them.
Exactly. Maybe that's the case.
That's what it is. It's fascinating. Now, this is like the month of anniversaries here at NBC, right?
That's
Well, you
true.
just celebrated, what, your 10th year?
I celebrated my 10th year on the Today Show a year ago,
Okay.
April.
All
The
right.
Today Show just celebrated its 50th year
Wow, okay.
in January. NBC, of course, you've seen all the promos, is celebrating 75 years.
Yeah.
And you're celebrating your 10th. So, yeah, big time for
Now, any
anniversaries.
advice for my 10th? I know you've done 10s.
Well, the only thing I would say is follow that old showbiz adage, stay away from children and animals.
Yeah.
For our 50th anniversary at the Today Show, I thought it would be really fun because J. Fred Muggs, the chimp, was such a part of the Today Show's history at the beginning that we would get kind of a J. Fred Muggs Jr.
Right.
So we got this chimp named Jonah from wherever chimps come from. And
Where do they come
he
from?
came on the show, he didn't have any pants, so one of the producers had to borrow her five-year-old's pants, and I'm not sure her son wants them back after Jonah's performance on the Today Show, because I think we have a clip of that, actually, Jay.
All right.
He came on the show, and he was very excited. And
Really?
yes, Jonah came on the show, and he had a little accident, And then he got a little frisky with me.
Frisky.
Yeah.
I know how that is. All right, let's take a look.
Hi, Jonah. Nice to see you.
Jonah. Oh, Jonah.
This is Jonah. He is 6 years old, and he is our... Oh, hello, Jonah. Why don't you sit next to me? Getting a little overexcited.
Maybe that was... Maybe that's just a banana or something in his pocket.
Or he was just glad to see me.
Just glad to see you.
One or the other.
All right, look, we'll be right back. More with Katie right after this. Welcome back, talking with Katie Couric, and now I know you've been out here. You've been talking to all the people doing the anniversary shows. Who have you talked to?
Well, we're doing some pieces on the Today Show about the 75th anniversary of NBC, so we're revisiting some of the great golden moments in NBC history. So I interviewed the cast of Laugh-In, which was so much fun because Lily Tomlin, Joanne Worley, Ruth Buzzy, Dick Martin, all those folks were there, and Henry Gibson, who I love. And that was really fun. Because did you used to like Laugh-In when you were a kid?
I like it because it was you know, people don't sort of understand now, but at the time hadn't been anything like it before.
Young people don't understand, right?
Young people don't understand. But you know, the door would open and they'd tell a joke and then they'd go away. Just joke.
And it really revolutionized television. And SNL, Saturday Night Live, has gotten a lot of their stuff, and it was very quick-paced and fun. And Henry Gibson was my favorite. Do you remember him? He was very sweet and used to do those poems like "The Flower" by Henry Gibson. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I do though.
The flower is a pretty thing. It opens in the daytime and closes in the nighttime when it gets cold. The Flower by Henry Gibson.
That's a lovely one.
Thank you. And then thank you.
Very good.
And then
Henry Gibson.
I talked to Don Adams and Barbara Feldon. These people are so young. I was saying how young everybody is in the audience.
Get Smart.
Thank you. Someone remembers Get Smart. So that was a lot of fun, and they both look fantastic. And you know, he was so cute because he does his Don Adams voice, you know, making the world safe and loving it.
Oh,
remember him? Sorry about that, Chief.
Sorry about that, Chief, with the dome of silence.
And he did the cone of silence.
Cone
with
of silence.
Control and chaos and the shoe phone. Remember the shoe phone?
Yeah, that was a big
Don
one.
Adams told me the FBI and CIA used to call him and actually ask him to find out more information about the shoe phone and the cone of silence. Like, it's a TV show, people.
That's funny.
But it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Now, what were your other favorites? What else did you like?
When I was little,
yeah.
I like Petticoat Junction. Did you like that?
But you know, actually, you know, see, I grew up. When you're a kid, when you're like a teenage boy watching Petticoat Junction, and there was no cable, there was no Playboy channel.
You like Billy Joe, Bobby Joe, and Betty
Well, no,
Joe.
but at the beginning of the show, when they would throw their clothes over the top of the water tower.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked like they were naked, it'd be like, oh, gee. I mean, because that was as close to porn as you got.
That's right.
I mean, when you live in a little town, that's
say,
it. And then you turn it on after that. You turn it off and you wait till next week when they do it again.
And they'd say, and that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction.
Petticoat Junction. That's right. That's right.
So I like that. I like Bewitched.
Bewitched was okay. That was okay.
It was Wednesday at 8:30, and if I got to stay up late, I was excited, you know?
Yeah. Did you? No, Car 54. I'm older than you. That might have been before you.
I used to like Car 54.
There's a
where are you
riot in the Bronx.
ooh,
Brooklyn's broken
right?
out in fights. So that's right. Ooh, you're going to take my money. That's right. Joey Ross.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to Joey Ross's funeral. It was the funniest funeral I ever went to in my life.
Really?
Oh, it was hysterical. Joey Ross was the character. He was on Bilko, and he used to go, ooh. And he was a guy, he used to spend all his money on hookers. So every hooker in town came to his funeral.
That sounds hilarious.
Oh, it sounds hilarious. And they all got up to speak, and one hooker had a glass eye. She had this eye, didn't work. This eye was the glass eye, and when she stood up to cry, she cried like this. I love Joey. So this eye is staring at you, it doesn't move, and everybody's sitting in the synagogue, like, trying to keep from laughing. And the thing was, Joey always paid. A lot of guys wouldn't pay you, but Joey always paid. It was fabulous. Hey, how are your kids doing? How are the girls?
Good,
Everything good?
Ellie's great. Ellie is 10 now.
Yeah.
You know, these kids grow up so fast.
Yeah.
You know, she's 10, Carrie's 6. Ellie's going to sleepaway camp this summer, and she's going to be gone for 7.5 weeks.
That's a long time. Is this her first time?
Her first time, and she's really excited about it. But she's growing up. She's doing this class in school called Issues.
Issues.
Issues, yeah. And I came back from the Olympics. I was sitting at the kitchen table having dinner with Ellie, and she had a friend over, and Carrie, and she had a friend over. So I said, how was school? You know, because the Olympics, I was gone for 2 weeks. They came out for a long weekend, but I've been gone for a while. And Ellie said, well, I'm studying issues. And I said, great. And I'd sort of heard about issues, and it's about the body and development. And I thought she was, oh, she's probably learning about fallopian tubes and ovaries and, you know, all that stuff. So I said, well, what have you been learning about recently? She said, orgasms.
Orgasm.
Yeah, just
10?
like that. And then Carrie goes, Mommy, what's an orgasm? So meanwhile, I turn about the shade of an eggplant and laugh hysterically after choking, you know, on my salad for about 10 minutes. Not exactly how you're supposed to act. You're supposed to be very cool, calm, and collected and say, well, let's talk about orgasms. Can you believe that, though?
10?
Yeah.
I mean, most guys I know in their 30s and 40s still don't know about female orgasm.
Maybe they should go to Ellie's school.
No, wait a minute. That seems a little, I mean, I can understand, you know, babies and the male and then the egg and the sperm.
I know.
Yeah,
and they get very detailed, very graphic, and I'm not going to really get into more here, but they all have to stand up and read out of a book, and when a little girl has a particularly embarrassing passage that she has to read, everyone in the class applauds. So I think that's kind of sweet. But she's very informed, let me tell you. It's not creepy.
See, I would pay to see older girls do that. Maybe girls like 25, when they get to the embarrassing part, everybody would applaud. Yeah. Wow. That's an orgasm. That's amazing.
Yes, isn't it?
You know, I want to thank you. I got one of your, after watching your colon.
Speaking of body parts, yeah.
Body parts. You know, in fact, I got the Katie Couric colon film, the director's cut, the one that had a lot of footage cut out. But I went and got one of those after watching.
I know.
And it was okay. You don't even know. It's nothing. But it actually, they found one of those little polyp things. It was fine.
They snipped it off?
Yeah, and it's fine. And so.
And that can develop into colon cancer.
It is.
So
and
you're very lucky
good
that you got it checked.
you did that. You do wonderful work with that, by the way.
Thank you.
That was a really
Thank you.
good
I've had a
thing to
lot
do.
of fun.
Yeah, do you get a lot of?
Yeah, I get a lot of, you know, it's been extremely gratifying because I do get a lot of people, you know, of course they give me every detail about their colonoscopy. I'm like, TMI. You know, complete strangers, sometimes they send me photographs of their colons, you know, from the inside. And, but I'm really happy that people are really getting checked because it's saving lives. And some people go into their doctors and say, I'd like to have the Katie Couric special. I'm like, great. I'm not sure if I want that procedure named after me. But the thing is, you know, I think just to get people talking about it and sort of, you know, feeling relaxed and talking about their body parts, I think is a really good thing.
Now, what did you do with the ad agencies? Tell us
well, this year, you know, every year I try to highlight colon cancer during the month of March because it's National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. And, you know, how many times can I get a colonoscopy on television? People are sick of my colon at this point. I did a virtual colonoscopy this year, but also we went to 3 different advertising agencies. And we said, we just have to bring public awareness up. So we asked one agency to target Uniworld in New York to target African Americans, one agency, Arnold in Boston, to target women, and GSD&M in Austin, Texas, to do a sort of a general overall ad to get people to get checked for colon cancer, to get screened and talk with their doctor. And they really did a fantastic job. In fact, we have one of the PSAs, Jay, that we didn't have time to run on the Today Show because that GSD&M did 2, and we didn't want them to be like, oh, they brought an apple to the teacher by doing 2 PSAs. But we thought we might run it for folks here.
This is kind of a funny one. Oh, a bulb broke. Let's take a look.
So what you're saying, Doc, is a colonoscopy could really save my butt?
You bet your booty.
Well, let me probe further. Will it hurt?
It doesn't. And I'm behind you all the way.
So I guess we should take a crack at this thing.
Yeah, you're over 50 now.
No, up yours, Doc.
No, actually, it's up yours. When it comes to your health, you should shoot for the moon.
Try your anus.
Katie, terrific. Katie Couric, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jay.
Thanks. Please come back more often. We'll be right back with DJ Qualls right after this.